Hey everyone, it's Jonathan Godai from Adomni. I am sorry to be missing you at the live IBO conference this spring, but sending our best wishes from Las Vegas. Chris had asked for us to put together a short video just providing a little bit of our perspective on what's been going on our side of the fence these last few months and where we see things right now. So at this point, the last couple of months has been probably like what most of you have experienced, really slow from an advertising buying perspective. The good news is that as of today, May 20th, we do have several new RFPs that have come in, and it does look like as the different shelter-in-place restrictions are being lifted, that media buyers are starting to return to the channel. And so one particular big advertiser that's a national buyer that works with us is the team that works for Walmart. And we spoke with them last week. And some of the biggest questions that were on their mind were, what audiences have returned to digital billboards and the rest of the out-of-home industry? And when it comes to the numbers that we report to them, how do they know that these numbers kind of reflect the real post-coronavirus world that we live in? So it was a really great question, and we told them that right now there's a couple of things that are going on, and I think anyone here who operates digital billboards would be part of this. The first is that Geopath just released their impressions variations metrics. And so what they've done is they've taken, if you're a Geopath member, they've taken their 2020 estimates, and on a weekly basis, they are updating them with an impression adjustments percentage by CBSA. So you would have Topeka, Kansas with a different percentage than Chicago, Illinois. And I think that's a really important concept that a lot of media buyers are going to be looking for, is the ability to have trust in their numbers. And it's good to see that Geopath was doing it for their members. Now, I know that a lot of you are not Geopath audited, and so you might be wondering, well, what does that mean for you? And so the good news on that front is that Adomni has been working with the DPAA and several mobile location data providers to roll out something very similar to what Geopath did, where on a market basis, we'll be providing recent percentage differences between the traffic that was observed last week versus the week in 2019. And so if you're using your own self-reported impressions numbers, whether it's DEC or something else that's custom, you can still participate in an impression adjustment by applying this new concept to your screens. And so that is something that should be rolled out in the next few weeks. It's still being developed. But ultimately, the number one thing for us as we look to recover and bring back dollars into the digital billboard and billboard world, the number one thing is just trust. We want our advertisers to feel really comfortable that the audiences that are being reported driving by the billboards are true and accurate. And so that's something that we've been working on quite a bit with watching what Geopath's doing and also with this new initiative with DPAA. If you have any questions about that, feel free to drop me a line. Chris Calbeck can give you my email, or I'm on LinkedIn. Just look for Jonathan Godai. Aside from the just the audiences with the coronavirus, when we look at the kind of macro environment, we are expecting that the next 6 to 12 months are just going to be very different than they were in the same period last year. Agencies and brands are not really sending their employees back to the offices until there's a vaccine or a really solid treatment. So we have to adapt as an industry and really get comfortable with selling by phone or selling by Zoom meetings. And it's something that our sales team is definitely comfortable with and doing. But we just have to remember that, everyone is kind of operating in a very different environment. And it's also very regional. New York City right now is a very different place than Ardmore, Oklahoma. So just being a little bit empathetic to the media buyers. We are very bullish, though, that come Q3 and Q4, that monies will start returning to the channel. It's obviously a political cycle, so with political, there tends to be a good amount of out-of-home that becomes attractive to the candidates and the issue advocacy groups. On the Adomni front, we are proud to say that we've kind of finished all of our integrations with the major CMS companies. So if you're running Apparatix, whatever version that you have, whether it's F360 or the IBO co-op or just Apparatix, then right now it's very easy for you to have your inventory listed on our platform, and we can sell it programmatically. If you're running Blip, we're proud to announce that is a supported CMS for Adomni now. You do need to contact Blip to let them know that you want to list with us, and then just ensure that the pricing is worked out up front. But this was something that in a prior conference I had mentioned that if you're with Blip, we can't work with you. Well, now we can. So that's always a nice thing when we can add another major partner to the list. Broadsign or IUTA or Daktronics if you're running, Daktronics Venus. So we're really at this point no longer doing integrations with new CMSs, and more so just having you guys as media owners say that you want to list your inventory and either contacting Chris Calbeck or John James or James Munnerlin and the team at Blip to get your inventory connected. The process is not hard. It just requires a few basic questions to be answered up front, and the pipes are connected. So we are really excited about the revenue potential for the second half of the year. You might have seen that Adomni also partnered with Uber. So we are Uber's exclusive selling partner for their new fleet of screens that are going on the tops of their cars. And we think this is really important for billboard operators because Adomni is going out and we're selling basically a connected system where an advertiser can have their ads show up on the tops of the cars as well as on the billboards when the cars drive past them. So if anyone here has billboards in Atlanta, Dallas, Phoenix, Los Angeles, or San Francisco, we definitely would love to talk with you guys about making sure your inventory can be connected because we have some really big brands that are going to start advertising on the Uber toppers, and we'd love to be able to upsell them on your digital billboards as well. Aside from that, just wishing you and your family good health, and just hopefully you're riding through this okay. Here in Las Vegas, in our hometown, we went from being the entertainment capital of the world to a sleepy, quiet town. All the hotels and casinos are closed, and it's just a really strange environment for a town that's usually very lively and constantly people coming in and the billboards showing the shows and all the ads for who's here. So we're hoping that next month that the governor is going to let the hotel casinos reopen with a lot of restrictions, of course. And so that's just our personal environment where we're rolling with the punches, doing the best we can, but also really excited about the future for digital billboards. And as June, more and more people come out, we think that we're going to start seeing a return of revenue and hopefully climb back up like we were before this whole thing happened. Hope you're doing well, and wish I was there with you guys at the conference. Hope to see you next time. Take care.